Diablo 4 is the perfect game, but not for everyone. What do I mean by that? Let's look at 3 different gamer types. We'll call them Jimmy, Dave, and Jebediah. Jimmy has a 9-to-5 job, is a dad, and has in the evening maybe an hour to play. Let's say in total around 5 to 10 hours of gaming time per week. Then there's Dave, single, 9-to-5 job, likes to go to the gym, but he kind of manages to get in like those at least 20 hours of gaming per week. And then we have Jebediah, our obvious ARPG elitist who does not sleep, who does not rest, who has a 9-to-5, but he still somehow squeezes in 40 plus gaming hours per week and continuously keeps pounding that out. Which one of the 3 are you, by the way? If we're looking at the first, the 10-hour mom and dad gamer, Diablo has everything to offer. If you're playing with a new character, relatively measured, you're beating the campaign, you're trying to discover some things, you're doing some side quests, you're not rushing. It's your first playthrough of Diablo 4, right? Even if it's your first season playthrough as well, it's gonna take you 15 to 20 hours to actually beat the campaign and get to the capstone dungeon. And you might be surprised by this, but many people need to overgrind 50 to actually beat the capstone dungeon because they're kind of struggling a little bit since they don't know how to optimally build their character or itemize it. With 5 hours of gaming time per week, that's already a month down the drain before you're even done with that. With 10 hours, you're kind of done in those 2 weeks. But then you get the nightmare dungeons, you get hell-tide areas, you gotta be going for the next capstone at level 70. And I know I've done the capstone with level 60, but alone going from level 50 to 70, while discovering the wild world and participating in all the events and everything, should give you enough content for another 20 hours. And boom, that's 2 months kind of gone down already for the casual gamer. That's 1 season. Like, and we've barely reached level 70. I mean, I could do it at 60, the capstone, but most actually need to get 70. And then you're kind of in the end game and you might be done. Now we have the malignant hearts and everything too in season 1 coming. So you have a bonus with the malignant tunnels and all that stuff that you can discover on top of that. So for Jimmy, this is kind of perfect. You get everything he would actually be looking for. With an eye on Dave, things look a little bit grim if I'm honest with you. He has 20 hours of game time per week. So week 1, he's already done with the campaign. His character's level 50. And in week 2, he's already level 70. Got the capstone dungeon done and is grinding world tier 4. Now we could start talking about the lack of content. Yes, the content is grinding nightmare dungeons to get the equipment, to do hell tides, to do hell tide chests, to maybe drop that 1 unique. Yeah, Tempest Roar, like Tempest Roar, Ring of Mendel and other shenanigans. It's getting better now with the hell tide areas. Yes, I've gotten some more uniques in my feeling there. And then you get a low roll and you're just mad because you've gotten that. But yeah, in 2 weeks with 40 hours, you've essentially reached that level 70 plus mark already. You put in a 3rd week and you're going to be like 80, 85 maybe. Then it hits you. You got punished. You reach level 85, you idiot. You take 4 times more XP to level up. Oh yeah, nightmare dungeons give you some more XP now, but you still take 4 times more XP to level up. The grueling, tedious grind begins and you're like, well, why am I playing this? I just played for 10 hours and I didn't get a single upgrade. This is no fun. Understandable. Especially since the only thing you're kind of grinding for is that 1 better gear, reaching that level 100 to be level 100, because there is nothing on level 100. The only thing there is a maybe clear tier 100 dungeon, and that's only possible if you go for an absolute meta build and have the meta items, depending if they need a unique or not. Bone Mancer doesn't, but if you don't like Bone Mancer, you're kind of screwed. And kill Uber Lilith. And even if you have the absolute meta build, no one says that you're actually going to kill her. So you're grinding for 100 to maybe do these 2 things, and then you're done. Maybe the 20-hour gamer has enough time in a month to kind of get there. But there's also not enough incentive to really get to 100. I would really like it if on level 100, you would actually get another 20 Paragon points you could farm. That would at least make it nice to be up there. You're 100, you grind for gear, you're going to kill Uber Lilith, you get another 20 Paragon points. Cool. You could perfect an already good build. Now, what about Jebediah though? And I know there's a lot of Jebediahs here. Maybe not 40 hours of game time per week, not every week, but quite some. Now with over 20 plus hour game time, game time available, up to 40 hours, Diablo 4 looks extremely lackluster. I mean, week 1, and you're essentially through the campaign. You've reached level 70 plus already, and week 2, you're potentially level 100 on your first character. Let's be generous and say week 2 after 60, 80 hours of game time. Not uncommon for a content creator and for some really enthusiastic gamers out there. Let's say 90, 85 to 90. But you've essentially done everything in the game apart from beating Uber Lilith or the tier 100 dungeon. And you might not even be interested in these challenges because they're just titles. And are they really challenges, or is it kind of just find the OP build that beats them? Because if we're honest, like Uber Lilith is, I've seen a bone necro who just critted her away so fast that you didn't even have to go through her mechanics. You didn't actually have to face her. You didn't have to learn her faces, her attacks, her everything. Just crit, done. So, I mean, where's that a challenge then, or more? How can I just cheese it for the title, right? How can I do it the most efficient, quickest, and then you're done? So even if you're interested in doing that, legit or unlegit, I mean, your top's going to be busy, if even for like 2.5 to 3 weeks. And then you're through everything Diablo 4 has to offer. Now you could obviously start with a new character, skip the campaign, boost it to level 50 with one of your friends who's also playing a lot, which takes you an hour. You skip the first like 15 to 20 hours of campaign grind. And you could enjoy another, like, let's say 20 to 30 hours with that character until you have it also level 85, level 90. Until you hit that wall again where you get punished for being high level and you know, you take 4 times more XP to level up and you don't get new content for it. Because that's the worst part. You get level 85, it takes 4 times more XP to level up. And there's nothing for it though. There's no new world tier, no new dungeon style. I mean, sure, you can go for some higher nightmares, maybe if your build allows it. But you essentially have to spend more time, get less XP or need more XP to level up for nothing. So even if you then have your second character leveled up, like your top's going to spend a month with the game, 4 weeks. And then you have every single content that the game has to offer done. Now, if you're a super enthusiast, you can obviously really go down every single class and get everything else linked to 100 and then max everything out and try to grind every single unique. But that's when you're just super passionate. But realistically, even if you're an engaged and good fan, you will run with that amount of game time into a wall where the game just has nothing to offer. Will Season 1 fix that? No. Not for the people that have so much time. Again, for everyone that has a maximum of 20 game hours per week, 5 to 10 is probably the optimum. The game, I think, is perfect. It's good. It has everything to offer. It has a good varied end game, and you'll take a significant amount of time to get into. You can farm a good amount of time until you get these things. You can try to conquer higher nightmare dungeons. If you don't feel like your 70, 80 character anymore, you can get a new one and level it up. Due to your limited amount of game time, you'll never get to that point where you're like, man, the game is kind of bad and does have nothing to offer. Obviously, and we're going to be fair, a lot of games have this problem. The more time you sink into them, the more you notice that there's a point where you can actually put too much time into a game. And there will never be enough content. Not old school RuneScape though. I don't know how you do it, old school RuneScape players, my respect. Diablo 4 has taught me a perfect lesson. Play less is really sometimes play more. So what type of gamer are you? Are you Jimmy, Dave? Are you Jebediah? How are you feeling about the content that is there? What season 1 will bring? I think, again, for me as the content creator, it's going to be great to try out all the different builds, but I'm willing to also try out 5, 6, 7, 8 different builds on a character. People are happy to get one build done. Normal people, right? So I want to try out all 32 different Malignant Hearts and farm them all and try every single combination because it's going to be fun. That's not for the casual one. For the casual one, it's going to be great to find that one heart and supercharge the one build they have been looking for. And I think there's way more than enough content for that. And for the 20-hour players as well, but the super grinders, I'm sorry. You probably gotta wait a couple more seasons until the super duper uber grinders are happy. Because Diablo 4 is truly made for the casual. Now that being said, looking for a build for season 1, Sever Summoner. If you still don't know the secrets of all the Hell Tides, watch this video. Thank you very much for being here. Discussions in the comments.